because you're presently under construction. You're at work right now in the laboratory, building this financial monster that's inside you. It is yet to be released because it's still incubating. And no one else is going to understand it like you. No one's going to appreciate the sheer power that it feels like when you have it in your hands, that you're wielding the foresight of knowing what price is going to do, and then it does it. And you know, by doing that over and over again, repetitively, you're acquiring a skill set that far, far too little in this population has the capacity to be able to do. But you've tasted it. You've felt it. You've seen what it feels like to wield that. And no one can convince you otherwise that this is for you. But don't let love and fellowship distort your focus. You have not arrived yet. You're still working in that direction, but allowing other people in and whispering doubts into you, whispering questions of whether or not this is really something that's going to work for you. You have to prevent those opportunities while you're focusing. These people whom you love, or maybe you are friends with them online. You don't know them. You never met them, really. But they have a following and you want to be a part of their community. And maybe they found out because you've been open with them and honest, saying, yeah, I'm trying to learn these smart money concepts. I'm trying to do this ICT thing. What? That fraud? You're wasting your time listening to that guy? You're never going to get what you want on social media, sharing your own business, except for regret. Just this year alone in 2025, I want you to think about what a few of your peers in this community, what they've accomplished. And all of you know, I don't hold any hands. I don't say buy here, sell here, place a stop here, move your stop here. I don't do that. But all of you have access to the same material, the same content. And there's a large population of winning, consistently profitable traders that are students of mine that have no interest in coming forward on social media, least of all on X. They have no aspiring desire to do a mentorship of their own. They're not starting up Discords. They're not starting up Signal services. They're living their life now, happily, without their job, and they're doing quite well. And some of them are multimillionaires, and they've acquired that just in the last few years. The things that I've been teaching, they focused in on it. They cut out all the fat and said, okay, I'm going to get very focused about where I'm taking myself, and I'm going to limit the time and exposure to things that I know aren't going to build me up. I'm not going to waste time with all that stuff on the weekend, putting that stuff inside me, because I have things to focus on and I have to be clear-headed. I have to be sober-minded. Look what Kyle was able to do. Look what Cain was able to do. Candace. Sean. The list is growing. It's not just the boys anymore, is it? This is in your grasp, but you have to filter out all of the noise. Nobody here is a hero. Nobody here is worshipped. No one's looked up to as better or superior. That's the wrong mindset. You're not here to do that, to go out there and start clubbing people over the head. You stupid so-and-so, look what you're trading with. I know it seems like that when I'm talking about other schools of thought, but it's because I'm questioned about my opinion. Do I think that it's equal or it's on par with what I'm teaching? And there's nothing like that. There's nothing like what you're learning. It's so precise. It's so consistent. It's so reliable. But you have to get in line with it. You have to dial in to what it's showing you. And you have to find your place with your own personality, how you're going to equip yourself to get in sync with what the market's doing. And knowing that this is enough. When it does this, I look for that. And it's doing it at the right time, so I'm going to take action. And I'm only going to risk this much. And hopefully you're learning not to risk what you have on things that you don't need, which is a right now trade because you're bored, a right now win so I can show my family because they asked me to show them what I'm able to do with it right now. They haven't seen me for months. They don't see me on the weekends anymore. They don't see me on the evenings at the bar. I might lose them as a friend. And guess what? That actually might be a beneficial thing. I'll say it a different way. I was afraid I was going to lose my friends who really weren't my friends. When I was growing in success, making more money, and eventually leaving the workforce. It was lonely being like that. All my friends were still working. I didn't have to worry about going to bed at a certain time. I didn't have to worry about having a sleep schedule. I didn't have to worry about being somewhere at any given time. And I was lonely because of that. And I went back like a dog to its vomit, back to these same people, expecting them to make me feel like I'm worthy of being a friend. And all I was a very fat wallet. And I made sure they had a great time on my dime. But eventually I woke up and realized that these people were here sponging off of me. I was the one contributing to them. They were doing nothing but sucking off the things that I was sharing. Money, my time, my resources. So you have to be careful. You have to guard yourself. Many of you probably have questionable friendships and relationships that would probably be beneficial for you to end. They keep dragging you back to a lifestyle, a vice, something that's holding you back. And I want to remind you that living well is hard to get there. Once you're there and you identify living well, what is living well? You're not worrying about the inflationary rate that's going up. You're not worried about how many people is going to lose their job because you don't need a job. You can help other people. You're so blessed. You know somebody that's in your family or a real friend, and maybe they're down and out. This skill set will allow you to help them, and you won't even think about doing it. It'll just be like, what do you need? But you don't need to tell them, yeah, I made $25,000 this week trading NASDAQ. But that's what it feels like you have to do. You feel like you have to do those things for people to recognize your significance, your worth, your value as a person. And that's not true. That's you still sipping on the whiskey of the world because you think that's the language you need to speak in, and it's not. Eventually, over time, your friends and family and coworkers and people on social media that you pal around with, when you start getting good at this, they're going to withdraw from you because you're showing visible change. You're no longer, well, like one of them anymore. And they see it. They feel it. And now they're going to feel this separation from the norm. And they don't want to step out of that because they don't have the skill set to make changes and grow with you like you are. Finding success like you are, a direction in life that they don't have. You can't just sit down with these individuals and say, I know I'm going to be successful. I don't know how to explain it. I just know I'm going to keep working at it, and I know it's going to be mine. I've seen enough evidence to know that all I have to do is keep working towards it. It's not a fraud. It's not contrived. It's not fake. I've seen receipts not only in my own hands, but in others, and they're making real money. It's reasonable. It's reasonable to feel like you want to share your progress, your aspirations, your desires, your direction in life. It's normal because we're human. We're social creatures. That's what the Creator's made us like. We strive in pursuing those types of interactions with other people. But in trading, you have to be an island unto yourself. You have to be a solitary creature. You have to know that you're okay all by yourself with your model, your approach to trading, and your limiting outside influences. That's why I tell you, once you figure out what it is that you're doing and you're consistent with it, tune me out. The worst thing you can do is start tinkering with something that works in your hands. Unfollow me. Don't watch my videos. Don't talk about me on the internet. Don't go and try to see what everybody else is talking about. Who cares? What I'm saying to you right here isn't going to make you any more money. It's not going to put more trades in front of you. It's just simply encouraging you to stay on course. That's it. I've already taught you how to trade. I've already taught you how to find making money in these markets. All kinds of different ways of doing it. You've already been taught how to do that. But what you have to learn is who you are in the process. You have to determine where you're going with all this. And unfortunately, most people come here and they want a flash in the pan success story. Give me something direct, short, obvious, 1, 2, 3, ABC, and it's going to work every day. And I don't have to risk a whole lot of money. And by the way, buy me a prop firm account so I won't have to invest in anything either. Does that sound realistic? But that's what people email me for all the time. They ask me directly on X. If I did that to everyone that ever asked me, I would be broke. And I have a lot of money. Just think about that now. So you don't have any obligation at all. It doesn't make you poor in spirit as a person for you to deny other people knowing what you're doing. You don't owe anybody an explanation where you're at, what you're doing, what you're spending your time on. You don't have to do those things. And if you lose them as a friend, were they really your friend? Your family's going to love you no matter what. But your family, unfortunately, most of the time, not always, there's a few small instances where there is a supportive member in your family that would love to see you do well. It's usually an uncle, an aunt, a grandma, a grandpa. Rarely a cousin. Rarely a brother or sister. Sibling rivalry is a natural thing, just like in the wild. They love you, but they don't want to see you doing better than them. Sounds like a oxymoron, right? How can you say you love me, but you don't want to see me do good? You don't want to see me do better. And in your heart, in your mind, you're thinking, they feel like that now, but once I get successful, they know me. I will gladly, and think about it, you would do everything in your power. Once you're successful, your brother, your sister, your parents, your friends, even your coworkers, Carl, he would say, wow, I never expected this from you. Like, I'm impressed. Look, I've been a jerk all these years. Is there any way, I apologize, but is there any way that you can just give me some tips on where to go with that? On social media, you would say, F Carl. But in that instance right there, the least expected person that you would ever expect to hear that from, you would retort with, sure, man, this is what I did. Because that person gave you what you want from your own friends and family. The least expected individuals. And that's why I converse with trolls, because many of them turn out to be really great students. And their testimony to me in private is much more compassionate than they would share openly. And they see the errors of their ways. They see that they just were sucked into the world. They were drunk on the whiskey of the world, sharing their misery. And you stick at this for any length of time, and you find success, you find continuity in what you're doing, and you discover all these, I want to do this real fast and make lots of money right now, goes away. And you learn that living well has always been the goal, but you've inflated it. You've inflated it to materialism. You've inflated it to, I have to look the part. I could be walking down the street and you would never look at me and know what my net worth is. You would never know where I live, what I own, what I could afford. When I was younger, I looked like I could own a whole lot more than I actually could. And that's a normal thing. That's normal. But when you mature as a trader, investor, entrepreneur, you lose the interest because really, you're asking for attention from people that don't really matter. You're walking down the street, these people are not going to have dinner with you. You're not going to meet their family. You're not going to do anything, beyond just maybe glance, nod your head, take a compliment from them or whatever. That's it. You realize how superficial and shallow that is? But when you don't have any reason for people to do that for you, you want it because you think it's going to make you feel significant. When knowing this skill set in your hands will feed you. It will feed your family. It is roots that you're pressing down deep in the earth on that family tree, that legacy of wealth, that you're the core, you're the trunk, you're the foundation of everything beyond you. That's the perspective you should have. That's how you should think about yourself and what you're doing. Not, I want to get a payout so bad. If I could just get some money right now, what would you do with it? Say you got lucky and you got a windfall payout, $25,000. How foolish would you be with that money? Be honest. What's the first thing you're going to go out there and waste it on? And what will that do for you in your present skill set and development as a trader? How much regret would you have looking back a year later if you did that very thing that you're hoping to do? I wish, I wish I had the money I blew just in my first year. Forget everything else, just the first year. Wasteful. And you can't go back and fix it.